Why is it that sometimes you didn't grow up with what people would call a tragic childhood? Nobody hit you, nobody screamed at you, and your home wasn't filled with dramatic chaos like the families you see in movies. Yet you still carry this strange feeling that something inside you has always been missing? Why is it that after growing up, you struggle to truly express your emotions? Someone asks, "Are you okay?" And you automatically reply, "I'm fine." And when people ask what you actually need, you often don't even know how to answer. And why is it that you've always been the mature one, the person who rarely causes problems, rarely breaks down, and quietly handles everything alone? Yet the older you get, the more you begin to notice, in certain quiet moments, that you've been living your whole life slightly disconnected from the world around you. Almost as if there's a sheet of glass between you and everyone else. If these feelings are familiar to you, then what we're talking about today is not a traditionally traumatic family. What we're really exploring is something quieter, subtler, and far harder to notice. Some families where nothing obviously terrible happened, but a child's emotions, needs, and inner world were never truly responded to. And when this kind of emotional absence lasts for years, what it leaves behind is often not a memory, but a life shaped by the feeling that something inside you was never fully there. You may have experienced a moment like this. You're sitting in class. The teacher calls on you to answer a question. The moment you start speaking, someone in the back suddenly laughs. Then the whole classroom joins in. Some people turn around to look at you. Others lower their heads trying not to laugh. Even the teacher just waves it off lightly. All right, all right. Then continues the lesson. You sit back down, feeling your ears and face burning. But all you can do is pretend nothing happened. After school, you walk home alone. And the entire way back, that laughter keeps replaying in your head. When you get home, the house feels strangely empty. Later that evening, your parents come home one after another. Your mother is busy making dinner in the kitchen. Your father's in the living room on the phone, talking to someone about work, stocks, and next month's mortgage payment. And somehow, through the entire evening, nobody really notices you. At dinner, your mother casually asks, "How was school?" You look down and say, "It was fine." And just like that, the moment disappears. In psychology, clinical psychologist Jonas Webb describes this kind of environment as childhood emotional neglect. And what makes it so difficult to recognize is that most of the time, nothing dramatic actually happened. No violence, no screaming, no obvious abuse. But a child's real emotions were quietly left unanswered for years. Over time, the brain slowly adapts. It learns. Don't express too much. Don't expect people to truly understand you. And eventually, you become the person who seems mature, calm, and self-sufficient. But that feeling, that strange sense of emptiness inside you, often began much earlier than you realize. There's a very famous psychological experiment. At the beginning of the experiment, a mother interacts with her baby normally. She smiles, talks gently, makes warm facial expressions, and the baby responds happily, waving, making sounds, constantly trying to connect with her. But after a few seconds, the mother suddenly stops responding completely. She doesn't leave. She isn't angry. She simply becomes emotionally blank. At first, the baby tries hard to reconnect. He waves his hands, makes noises, tries desperately to get her attention back, but when no response comes, the baby begins to panic, then slowly grows quiet. Eventually, he looks away and gradually shuts himself down. This is the famous psychological study known as the still face experiment. And the most heartbreaking part is this. The entire experiment only lasted a few minutes. Yet, even in that short amount of time, the baby's brain immediately sensed the person who was supposed to emotionally respond to them was suddenly gone. Now, imagine growing up in an environment where emotional response is missing for years, not because nobody fed you, not because nobody took care of you, but because your sadness, fear, excitement, and pain were rarely truly acknowledged by your parents. Over time, the brain slowly learns. Don't express too much. Don't expect too much. Don't reach outward too easily. Researchers at the Center on the Developing Child at Harvard University found that a child's brain develops through consistent emotional response. When a child reaches outward and someone responds, the child slowly begins to believe, "My feelings matter." But when those responses are quietly absent for years, a child does not immediately collapse. Instead, they slowly begin to pull their real self inward. Over time, this feeling of never being emotionally responded to starts affecting your relationship with everyone around you. You may notice that depending on people feels strangely difficult. One night, you're sitting in a restaurant with friends. Everyone is talking about their lives. One person admits they had a huge fight with their partner. Another says work is emotionally destroying them. Someone else casually says, "I honestly haven't been doing well lately." And somehow, they say these things without shame. But when it's your turn, you instinctively smile and say, "I'm good." Even if you've barely slept for days, even if you're emotionally exhausted underneath, you still struggle to say what you actually feel, because deep down, vulnerability still feels slightly unsafe. In psychology, this is often connected to adaptation patterns formed after emotional neglect. When a child repeatedly grows up without emotional attunement, the brain slowly develops an internal expectation. My emotions probably won't be fully received. And over time, the nervous system shifts toward what feels safer. Lower your needs, depend less on people, handle everything alone. Eventually, you become the person who seems capable of carrying everything by yourself. You look independent, stable, mature. But at the same time, you slowly lose another ability, the ability to fully relax into closeness with other people. So many times, the thing trapping you is not a lack of love. It's that your body has spent years learning. Don't trust too quickly that someone will truly be there for you. By this point, you may be starting to realize something important. Many times, what traps a person is not only the pain that happened, it's also the emotional response that never came. When you were a child, nobody truly stopped to understand you when you were hurting. And when you felt overwhelmed or ashamed, nobody seriously taught you. Your feelings matter too. So over time, you slowly learned. Don't express too much. Don't rely on people too easily. Don't expect someone to truly hold your emotions. And eventually, you became the person who always seems fine, the mature one, the independent one, the one who quietly carries everything alone. But the deepest impact of a nothing family is often not loneliness itself. It's that, little by little, you begin to believe. Your emotions are not worth being seen. But that feeling does not mean you are actually unimportant. It only means that during the years when you most needed emotional connection, nobody taught you that your pain deserved care too. And healing is usually not about suddenly becoming stronger. Sometimes it begins much more quietly than that. It begins the moment you finally start, taking your own feelings seriously, allowing yourself to be vulnerable, stopping yourself from automatically saying, "I'm fine." Because many times, real healing is not about erasing the past. It's about finally becoming the person who responds to the child inside you that nobody truly responded to before. This is Felix. May you understand yourself a little deeper and treat the growing version of you with patience and kindness. See you next time.